Hello, welcome to April's edition of Music at Mario's. You're in the right place if you're here for our monthly live stream featuring 5 singer-songwriters. My name is Phil Robinson, along with our regular hosts down at the bottom, Jason Vitelli. Hi, Jason. And Victor V. Gurbo. Hey, Victor. We present to you 2 hours of live music, and this month's special guests, we have singer-songwriter Allison, Leah. Hello, Allison. And also, not a singer-songwriter, but a special treat for you all tonight, Katie the cellist. Hello, Katie. So we are going to dive right into the music, because we know that's why you're here. And as the night unfolds over the next couple hours, we'll tell you a little bit more about each of us. But for right now, we're going to get started with our first special guest, Allison.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. This first song is called Coffee Cup. Lost myself this afternoon. Thought I'd stop and catch my opened the doors to an old cafe and decided to stay. And I found something new instead. You were sitting there sipping from your coffee cup. You didn't have anyone to fill it up. I was whistling, listening to stairs creak, wishing I was hearing the sound of you speaking. I need your voice. I want your touch, and all you have is that coffee cup. I find the words to ask your name. You get the nerve to say it back. I feel the words fall from my lips, and then yours meet them with a grin. You were sitting there sipping from your coffee cup. You didn't have anyone to fill it up. I was whistling, listening to stairs creak, wishing I was hearing the sound of you speaking. I need your voice. I want your touch, and all you have is that coffee cup. I want to say we fall in love, we have it all. Very well, I still don't know, 'cause I'm here trapped in the moment our eyes met, ready to leave this daydream out in the cold. You were sitting there sipping from your coffee cup. You didn't have anyone to fill it up. I was whistling, listening to stairs creak, wishing I was hearing the sound of you speaking. I need your voice. I want your touch, and all you have is that coffee cup. And all you have is that coffee cup.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
That was so good.
Allison, fantastic. And we're going to move briskly on to our next performer, but before we do, let's spend a moment with Allison. Where are you streaming from tonight, Allison?
From Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Music City.
It's
How
true.
long have you been in Nashville?
I moved here in July. It was originally supposed to be March, and then it was July. But honestly, I've been back and forth. I'm from New York, so I've been back and forth quite a bit throughout the pandemic. But looks like as things are starting to come back to life a little bit, looks like I will be in Nashville for a little while.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us from
Thank you for
Music
having
City,
me.
all the way from Nashville tonight on our stream. It's great to have you, and we'll chat with you more a little bit later on, and we'll hear a few more songs from you as the night goes on. Moving on to our second special guest, we have our first non-singer-songwriter to
That's right.
join us. We have Katie the Cellist. Take it
Yes.
away, Katie.
Thank you. So this is one of my favorite pieces to play. It's by a living, alive composer, which is so exciting to me. He's like, I think in my mind, he's my friend. Aaron Minsky. It's called The Hipster. Here we go.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right, Katie, that was so out of left field compared to what we usually do. We gotta spend a minute with you to find out so that's called The Hipster, as in, is it a contemporary piece named after hipsters from Brooklyn, or is it a different
You know what?
sense of the
You
word?
know what? I'll say, because Aaron Minsky, he lives in New York, so he's definitely in that crowd. So yeah, I don't know, and it's from a collection of pieces, all written for solo cello, and it's called Pop Goes the Cello, but it's all like original tunes. So yeah, he's fun.
All right. Well, thank you so much. So I think our
problem.
audience at home, they already see now that they're in for a treat tonight with our two special guests, Allison, Leah. Allison, am I saying your last name correctly? Is it Leah or Leah? How do you pronounce it?
It's Leah. Yeah, you got it right.
Like the princess.
Yeah, of course. You're a Star Wars
Exactly.
fan. You get it right the first time.
Okay, so Allison, Leah, and Katie Chambers, a.k.a. Katie the Cellist. So For our returning audience, of course, you know myself and Victor and Jason. We're the three regular monthly hosts. You're kind of stuck with us. And to make it a little bit more interesting for all of you at home, we invite a couple special guests each time. So tonight we have Allison and Katie. This is the Music at Mary O's online live stream. And this is the online version of a monthly residency that the three of us share at Mary O's, the best Irish pub in the universe, located in the heart of Greenwich Village here in Manhattan. I live in Manhattan. Jason and Victor are both in Brooklyn, but once a month prior to the pandemic, we were gathering at Mary O's. And during the pandemic, we've pivoted to do our online version, and we have really been so heartwarmed to see that so many of our regulars who would come every month in person have been joining us online. So already tonight in the comments, I've seen that we have Princess Pamela. Hello, Pam. Good to see you.
She called us the Three Musketeers. I like that.
That's us.
Nice.
Well, if there's a fourth musketeer, it would be Princess Pam herself. So thank you for joining us. We have Bill. Like myself, another music booker and connection maker on the scene. Thanks for joining us, Bill. We have our good friend Rory, who has appeared with us before. We have Munko. She knows who she is. And who else is out there? Oh, and our good friend Paul. Paul Hennessy, who is the host of Musicians in New York, his own house concert series. And he is a fantastic performer, as is his daughter, Chloe, both of whom we like to feature in our events. So this is the Music at Mary O's, first Tuesday of every month. When the world opens up again and we're all vaccinated and safe, we will see you at Mary O's in the Village. But in the meantime, right here on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you're watching on one of the platforms, please take this moment to subscribe to this Roomful of Sky channel. We have all kinds of live streams going all the time. Subscribe, like, share, smash the notification bell, do all those good things. And then you could watch us when you're sitting on the toilet. So up next, I'm going to take my turn. Again, my name's Phil Robinson. Give me a moment. I'm going to take my headphones off here. I'll do my first song. While I was sitting watching Katie and Allison, my foot has fallen asleep, so let me shake it out. You can hear me okay? Yep. All right. Here's a song that was one of my regular staples when we were performing live. I haven't performed it in a year and a half because it is the opposite of what life has been for the last year. I have not gone anywhere over the last year. I've sat in my apartment. Here's a song by Johnny Cash. I was toting my bag along the dusty Winnemucca Road when along came a semi with a high-end canvas-covered load. If you're gonna win a muckamuck, with me you can ride. So I climbed into the cab and I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust, so much sand. And I said, listen, buddy, I traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert bare, man. Breathe the mountain air. Traveled, I've had my share, man. Yeah, I've been everywhere. Where have I been? I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, Oklahoma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, Hemphill. I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert bare, man. Breathe the mountain air. Traveled, I've had my share, man. Yeah, I've been everywhere. Where else have I been? I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallahassee, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oscar, Worcester, Tennessee, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devils Lake, Crater Lake, Pete's sake, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert bare, man. I breathe the mountain air. Travel, I've had my share, man. Yeah, I've been everywhere. I've been to Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Houma, Beacon, Jeffersonville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jericho, Argentina, Diamantina, Pasadena, Cadillac. See what I mean? I've been to Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelburg, Colorado, Ellensburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, Eldorado, Maribor, Atmore, Harrisburg, Chattanooga, Casper, Nebraska, Alaska, Opelika, Baraboo, Waterloo, Kalamazoo, Kansas City, City, Dodge City. What a pity! I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert fair, man. Breathe the mountain air. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. But not least of which, right here with all you fine folk in New York City.
Incredible.
Well, none of us. Let me take a moment to put my headphones back in so we don't have an echo. So, of course, none of us have gotten to actually go anywhere over the last year, so we gotta live out our fantasies in song. So, that was I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash. Thank you. Moving on to our next regular host spot, we have the illustrious Man in the Hat, Victor V. Gurbo.
Thank you for reminding me I'm up. All right, let me crowdsource this. Do you guys want to hear a cover from 1960s or from 1760s? Pick one. Anybody?
Wait, what were the options? Sorry.
1960s or 1760s?
1760s.
Speaking my language.
All right.
1760s, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This is an old murder ballad. It's called I Know It As Love Henry. It's also known as Young Hunting, Earl Richard. It's a great murder ballad. It's a scorned lover ballad, and I really like it because with most of the old songs, the retribution is physical. Someone commits a crime and then they get punished for it physically. Where this one, it's mental. And it's a fun one, and I hope you enjoy it. Get down, love Henry, she cries, and stay all night with me. All these gold chains are the finest I have, I'd apply them onto thee. No, I can't get down, no, I shan't get down, and stay all night with thee. There's a pretty little girl in Cornersville who I love far better than thee. She laid his head on a pillow down, and kisses she gave him 3. With a pen and knife that she held in her hand, she murdered mortal he. And then she picked him up by his long yellow hair,
so by his feet. And she plunged him into well waters where it runs both cold and deep. And lie there, love Henry, she cries, till the flesh rots off your bones. There's a pretty little girl in Cornersville who will mourn for your return. Hush up, my parrot, she cries. Don't you tell no news on me. Oh, your cage will be decked with gold and hung from a willow tree. Fly down, my parrot, she cries, and light on my right knee. All these gold chains are the finest I have. Apply them onto thee. No, I can't fly down, no, I shan't fly down and light on your right knee. For a girl who would murder her own true love, but surely kill a little bird like me. But surely kill a little bird like me. Surely kill a little bird like, kill a little bird like, kill a little bird like me.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite old ones.
All right, Victor, I have a question for you.
Sure.
What happened to you as a child to make you this way?
I think it's mostly genetics. I've been trying to pinpoint it, but I haven't really had any luck. I was dropped on my head once.
Okay.
YMCA bathroom. My dad turned around for 1 second, and I just went right down.
All right. Things are starting to make more sense now, Victor.
Yeah.
Thank you for that information.
You're welcome.
So for those of you following at home, that's Victor V. Gurbo, and we have to give him credit, as we do every month. Victor was the one who had the original relationship with Mary herself, the Mary of Mary O's, and it was because of Victor that Jason and I wound up with our monthly residency. This is about 2.5 years ago. And it was also Victor who got us off our asses during the pandemic and told us to get onto the live streaming. So again, Victor, thank you. We are all here because of you.
My ass thanks you.
All right, lot of ass talk tonight. If you're here for the tunes and the ass talk, you're in the right place. Without further ado, we will conclude the first round of completing the circle of 5 of us once with our third regular monthly host, Jason Vitelli. And also, in addition to being an excellent singer-songwriter, Jason is also the technical producer of tonight's event through his company, Music for Multimedia. He's manning the controls to make this live stream possible. So thank you, Jason.
Yes. Thank you, Phil, for the shout-out. It's definitely fun to multitask, though at times I forget where my head is, and but it's a lot of fun and a good challenge. So this first song is called Rust. is wrong, it's fatal sweet. It's begun again. Drown a soul, forlorn refrain. Every time I miss a beat, it calls my name. Here's a lie, falling back on top again. Oh, oh, oh. Second hands an hour fast. It's waiting for me to turn from its past. The chimes won't ever cease. Their purpose is blind and there is no release. Why can't I see what's happening? The stolen time makes it hard for me to breathe. Looking through rusty windows, it's begun again. And what was new is now begun. Has your scent of summer skin. Painful splits tear me up into pieces of has been. Oh, oh, oh. Garbage heaps in the streets, containing the objects that once were of need. Tourniquet then stops the flow. Have-eaten rinds lay within the falling snow. Why can't I see what's happening? The cold inside caps a landfill within. Spirit song, take me above. I'm running from oscillations underground, floating past rotting entrails of worry. Particles unleash me, concrete pulverize me. Oh. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Woohoo. Jason, how are you so awesome?
I don't know. All of you inspire me. That's all I could say. We all make each other awesome. So.
Good answer.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, look at this. Our friend Dano from Rule Your Sounds just chimed in. Dano,
And
loved
Louise.
your song, Jason.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Dano, and Bill as well.
Look at this. We got
Thank
a lot of
you.
our friends watching from home tonight. So if you're just tuning in, this is Music at Mary O's. This is our monthly first Tuesday of every month live stream. Usually we like to do it in person at Mary O's, and since the pandemic, we are doing it here on your TV or phone or PC or device of your choosing. So we just completed the first round. We went around. Each of the five of us had a turn. We will, between now and 9 o'clock, we'll have time to complete 2 more turns around the circle. For this next round, we'll start at the top again with Allison, but we'll take our time a little bit more this time around, and we'll get to know each of our performers a little bit. So, Allison, we were just noticing how Louise, our good mutual friend Louise, has been watching from home and typing all of her comments, and it was actually through Louise's web channel, Offstage Tunes, that we met you earlier in the year,
Yes.
in 2020. I believe that Louise and Offstage Tunes were on a panel of judges voting for, what was the contest? The best
It
independent
was the
song of the summer.
indie summer song. Yeah.
And you, Allison Leah, were the winner of this contest, and you were invited to be part of the Offstage Tunes 1-year anniversary special, which I was also on, and that's how we met. And I was blown away by not only your music, but just you, the person, for being so nice and genuine, that I got your info down at that time and said, I want to include you on one of our shows one day. And today is that day. So thank you so much for being here. And Louise, thank you for bringing Allison to our attention.
Yes, hello, Louise. I see your comments. I'm sorry you missed Coffee Cup. I would play it again, but they've already heard it. But I will play it for you. And Louise did an incredible video to Coffee Cup. It's been a really crazy serendipitous year. You know, like, I wouldn't have written that song if it weren't for the pandemic, and if it weren't for that award, I wouldn't have met Louise, and then I wouldn't have met you. And it's one thing leads to the next, and it's really just incredible how kind of life kind of works that way. But I'm so glad that we met, and this has been really fun. So thanks for having me.
All right, the floor is yours. Treat us to another song.
Awesome. Okay, I think we're gonna do something more upbeat. First, yeah, I'm gonna do an unreleased song. This is called I Gave You My Number. I'm currently in the process of recording this song, trying to get it out this year. So I have a bunch of singles coming out this year. So this is one of them. And it's just, I wrote it pre-pandemic about just running into someone in a bar and maybe it goes right this time. How often does that happen? So, oh, and hello, John. So this is I Gave You My Number. I gave you my number, hoping that you'd wonder what I talk about at 3 a.m. Do you like the starlight? Got that look in your eye. Think you're thinking we can be more than friends. Met you in a bar down on 2nd Street, and you danced with me, and I felt so free. And you didn't go far when I thought you'd leave. You were buying me a drink, and without a beat, I gave you my number, hoping that you'd wonder what I talk about at 3 a.m. Do you like the starlight? Got that look in your eye. Think you're thinking we can be more than friends. Where's your friend? Is she waiting for you? God, I start to think of all the things that you'd rather be doing when you took my hand, walked me down the street. The way you look at me feels so different. I gave you my number, hoping that you'd wonder what I talk about at 3 a.m. Do you like the starlight? Got that look in your eye. Think you're thinking we can be more than friends. Oh, oh, oh. Will you dream of me when I'm not with you? Will you sit in silence, just 2 heartbeats? Will you love me? I gave you my number. I gave you my number. I gave you my number, hoping that you'd wonder what I talk about at 3 a.m. Do you like the starlight? Got that look in your eye. Think you're thinking we can be more than friends. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Catchy.
Allison, how are you so awesome?
Oh my goodness, that one's fun. I'm turning that one into like a dance pop song, so I'm very
Yeah?
excited for that.
Ooh, with those lyrics, now I want to know the story behind the song.
Ooh.
Is there you don't have to tell us the details, but was that based on an actual human being that you met, or is that just a work of the imagination?
I mean, I write every song based on either my own experience or experiences of others. So that one I wrote actually about a friend's experience, but I think that with other people's experiences, I tend to write more complete stories, whereas with my own experiences, I write based off of emotions that I'm going through. So I had a lot of fun with that one. I embellished some of the details, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that was fantastic. And before we move on to Katie's next turn, is there anything that you have going on that you'd like to tell everyone at home about? Now is your chance.
Yeah. Well, I kind of mentioned I've been working behind the scenes. I've posted a little bit about it, but about my new music that will be coming out. Thank you, Dano. Thanks, Louise. Thanks, Rory. Oh my goodness, all those comments just came in. But I have been working. I haven't even announced them yet, so it'll be a little secret. But I'm releasing an EP this year, and so I'll be releasing a series of singles starting very soon. I don't have a release date yet, but when I do, I'm going to announce it on my social media, so just follow me at Allison Leah Music, and if you would like, get on my email list, which is on my site, and so you can get all the updates and hear that song when it comes out and all the other songs I'm cooking up, so yeah.
Fantastic. So for those of you watching at home, this is Music at Mario's, put on by Roomful of Sky Music. You are watching on one of the Roomful of Sky pages, whether that's on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. So if you look below in the event description or the video description or the Instagram post, you'll actually see the social media handles of each of tonight's 5 featured musicians. So probably you already know Jason, myself, and Victor, but follow us, and please, by all means, follow Allison Leah Music, and you'll hear about her upcoming singles. And thank you, Allison. We will hear more from you later on tonight, but now it's time to move on to Katie, and I want to tell everyone how I met Katie. The universe threw her in my direction because I'm in the middle of recording my album, and I got to the point in my recording sessions where I needed a cellist. And I was literally got up one morning and was like, how am I going to find a cellist? And Katie is a machine of every single day on all of the social media platforms. She publishes a video of herself playing a really fun snippet of solo cello music. So do yourself a favor. If you want more joy in your life, subscribe to Katie the Cellist on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you'll get Katie's smiling, laughing, spilling beer all over herself half the time.
Yes.
Videos directly to your social media platform of choice every morning, and they're hilarious. She's great. I watched a few of these. I said, this is the person. She recorded a couple songs with me for my album in the recording studio. Turns out she's an awesome, fun person. So even though she's not a singer-songwriter, we just decided we needed to have her on our show. So Katie the Cellist. There you go.
Yes. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was so nice. That was like the whole reason why I started doing this. I'm like, I need to do something, but I don't write anything or sing a song ever. So I'm happy to be here. So now I'm inspired to play also something from, the 18th century. And this is like, out of all the tunes that I've done, this is the most requested song that I always get asked to play. So I guess I'll just play it for you now. It's the Bach Shell Suite, G major prelude, written in 1720. Here we go. Ready?
Katie, you have the floor. Tell us about yourself for a moment.
Okay, I'm coming to you from Brooklyn, in Bushwick, or West Williamsburg, we're calling it. This is my dog, Cody. He never gets to come see me play, so...
Aww.
But yeah, so I'm a classically trained cellist with a master's degree from San Francisco Conservatory of Music and blah, blah, blah. But ever since that, I've just been, trying to, see what else the cello can do and where else the cello can fit. And been on a few gospel recordings. I went on tour with a ukulele singer-songwriter for a long time, and love doing musicals and operas. So I'm just trying to fit the cello into every sort of genre of music. And it brought me to you. And now I'm in the singer-songwriter spirit.
Well, Katie, now that we've found you, we are gonna
Yay.
Hold you tight to our community, and I'm sure that just based on tonight, you're gonna have 15 phone calls tomorrow of singer-songwriters wanting you to record on their next album.
Including me, by the way.
I would be honored.
got a
Oh my
bunch of
god,
stuff for you.
it's my favorite thing. Just inserting cello where it might not belong.
Oh, cello belongs everywhere. Cello belongs
Yes,
everywhere.
right.
So,
Thank you, Cody. Thank you.
while-
Okay, goodbye.
While you were performing, one of your fans chimed in with a long comment, and this is Jeremy Goodman. Jeremy, thank you for describing some of Katie's daily postings. You are right. In addition to her beautiful playing, she also has really fun animations, characters dancing
yes.
around her. So tune in to Katie the Cellist
Yes.
on all the platforms for your, like I said, your daily burst of joy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jeremy.
Also joining us from home tonight, we have Marilyn Larkin, one of our favorite dancers. She always comes to our gigs, and if you see people dancing on the dance floor, it's usually because she started things up. So good to see you, Marilyn. And Marilyn and I were talking recently. She hopes to make her open mic singing debut soon, at
Awesome.
the Bitter End here
Very nice.
in New York City, which is reopening this Friday. So thank you for joining us tonight, Marilyn, and hopefully we will see you soon at the Bitter End. And of course, we have Ruth Trenery,
Yes.
who Jason knows, and she also has been enjoying the night. Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth.
For those of you tuning in, this is Music at Mary O's, put on by Roomful of Sky. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that tonight's live stream is going to live permanently on the Roomful of Sky YouTube channel and also on the Facebook page. So if you missed the earlier portion of one of the performances, or you want to revisit this or share it with your friends, you could easily find this video forever on YouTube and Facebook. So. All right, it's my turn. This happens every time. I get up from sitting down and then my foot has fallen asleep. So my name is Phil Robinson. You can hear this guitar okay? Good? Yep. All right, here is a song that I perform once every couple years. I do a lot of these live streams, so I'm always looking for songs to mix it up. So if you tune in a lot, you're not hearing me do the same things over and over again. So here's one I do very rarely in public. I don't know if she's watching, but Mom, if you are watching this from your home, this is your song. This is a song I wrote for my mother a few years ago, and I never intended for it to be a public song, part of my music career. It was just personal self-expression that I wrote as a gift to my mom on her birthday, and I play it at family gatherings like Thanksgiving. My mom always cries, but once in a while I like to play it in public. So here you go. So I don't know if any of us on the stream tonight, I don't think any of us are parents. We don't know what it's like to have children, but we know what it's like to have parents. So this is the parent-child relationship from the child's perspective. This is called Evening Star. Well, the Eskimos had all their northern lights. Columbus had the stars as he traveled by night. Lewis and Clark had an Indian guide to lead them across the country to the other side. And Marco Polo even had a map in his hands to lead him as he journeyed through the faraway lands. The Underground Railroad used the moss on the trees to lead the slaves up north where they could finally be free. As I set out on my own journey tonight, I try to find my way through the highway of life. I don't need a map, and I don't need a guide. As I walk through the world, I could look to the skies. 'Cause Mom, you're an evening star. You light a way through the darkest night. As your son, I can't help but go far. If I could learn from the ways that you cast your light. I remember one time when I was 7 years old. I didn't know why I had to do what was told. You explained it to me and you took the time to make sure I didn't feel like I was following blind. 'Cause there's dangers and there's pitfalls at every turn. Mistakes you gotta make twice before you learn. And Mom, I always knew just how much you cared, by how much of your life you were willing to share. A lifetime of hopes and a lifetime of fears, like a roadmap to life handed down through the years. As I walk through this world, I'm never alone, 'cause through the dark forests I can feel your glow. Oh, 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 oh. And Mom, you're an evening star. You light a way through the darkest night. As your sun, I can't help but go far. If I could learn from the ways that you cast your light. Like talking to you on the telephone. I'm away at my school, many miles from home. You listen as I tell you the mistakes that I made, all the turns that I took, paths I didn't take. And each and every battle in my private war is a journey that you traveled many times before. You listen and you comfort with the sound of your voice. Then you stand back and let me make my own choice. Make my own choice. Every boy loves his mother, and that is the truth. That everybody knows that not all grown men do. That something that happens as the years go by. You start to see your mom through less forgiving eyes. The person starts to show and the magic fades. Your childish illusions gently fall away. And Mom, I know we've had our share of nights when the sun would set and rise again over a fight. But my love never stopped at my childhood's end. As I become an adult, I call you my friend. Some stars burn brightest just before they're gone, but the evening star burns on and on. Oh, 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 oh. And Mom, you're an evening star. You light a way through the darkest night. As your son, I can't help but go far. If I could learn from the ways that you cast your light. Mom, you're an evening star. You light a way through the darkest night. As your son, I can't help but go far. If I could learn from the ways that you cast your light.
Yeah, Phil. You know, I heard that a bunch of times over the years. Oh wait, let me wait until you plug in your earphones.
All right, sorry, I got this weird setup here. Thank you for accommodating me. All right, Jason, you were saying.
Oh yeah, I've heard it so many times over the years, and as my relationship with my mom had changed, and you know, since she passed away, it means something even more to me. To really cherish those moments and realize, yeah, they are a person. Nothing was perfect between us, but at the same time, there's no one else like your mother, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you know, life is hard. Life is challenging. The universe gives us all kinds of things, and you know, I have three parents. I have my mom, my stepfather, my father. All three of those relationships are extremely difficult and complicated, and I've gone through stretches lasting years at a time with each of them where we didn't even speak. There needed to be very assertive boundaries in place. And but at the same time, it's undeniable. The bond between parent and child, in my experience, it's just so primal, psychologically, emotionally. It can't be replaced by anything else. So, you know, there was a period of 5 years where I couldn't even sing that song. So it's only within the last couple of years that it sort of like re-entered my life. So thank you, the four of you, and thank you everyone at home for allowing me this moment to sing a very personal song.
Of course.
Thank you. All right, so moving right along, I believe we're back to Victor.
How am I supposed to follow that? You got all deep and serious, and then you got this.
You'll find a way, Victor. You'll find a way.
I've been going through a lot of papers and stuff. We've been trying to clean up during the pandemic, and I look, minus the facial hair now, I look terrifyingly like my mother, and my younger brother looks just like my dad, so I found their picture for, I guess it was my mom's high school graduation, and they're dancing. I sent a picture to my brother, and I said, look at this picture of the two of us dancing, having fun. Said, I don't remember when we were this happy before. It's genuinely creepy. Genetics are a wild thing. Phil likes the song, so I'm gonna do it. And it's a love song of sorts. It's called "Please Jump Out Your Window." It's inspired by some Robert Johnson material, and it goes like this.
Hear them feet coming down the hall. Better come when you bathe the car. 4'5" or 7 feet tall. If you met a one, you met them all. Eyes like fire, bite like a snake. She got the stuff that can make your belly ache. She make you shiver, rattle and quake. You better duck for cover, for heaven's sake. Here she comes. She walks right in, she got a penny knife, take a laugh, you can't win. She sure looks pretty when she's spitting, make you so dizzy you feel you sin. Darkness on the face of the deep, there's nothing here I think I'd keep. You better check the bodies before you sleep, because after you sow you better reap. And wherever you go, I too must go. So honey, please, please jump out your window. Rockin' with a cord and a heated ride, singing blessed be those who misguide, and damn be those too proud to hide. Now aren't things are better with God on your side? Say, Miss Mousy, will you be my bride? You're the reason I ride and ride and ride, but you wouldn't even try to turn the tide. Be quick, I don't have time to bide. She says, no concern, you can't come in. I got my apron wrapped up around my chin. You men are full of pricks and pins. I have no clue where you've been. So our hero rode away, he was planning to come back someday. Drove his horse right into the gray, and he's singing this song on his way. Wherever you go, I too must go. So honey, please, please jump out your window. Oh, rise for Miss Valentine. She's got skin that shines and shines and shines like diamonds down in the mine. She was born under some crooked sign. You buy her gold, but she wants the sky, or something that will never die, and whispers wicked, withered lies about the colors of your eyes. While meanwhile Theseus walks through the maze in some deep, dank, and dusty haze. Cuts himself in the shade, and he wonders what the gods have made. He says, baby, I'm gonna come back to you. I got the string to help me through. It'll bring me right on back to you, and I'll sing the song the whole way through. Wherever you go, I too must go. So honey, please, please jump out your window.
Woo! Victor, I feel like that song really speaks of the human condition.
It seemed to fit. It seemed to fit certain emotions humans feel from my study.
What was in your heart that day that you took pen to paper and wrote that?
I mean, most of my stuff is a conglomeration of, I read something, someone says something, and it spirals from there. Some sort of narrative comes out of something older. But I think it is a common feeling of wherever you go, I too must go. So please just write out.
Have you ever considered? Have you ever considered performing your songs with other musicians, like a rhythm section of a drummer and bassist, and perhaps a
once
keyboardist
upon a time, I feel like
lead
it was
guitarist?
A distant memory. I feel like in some other lifetime I did something akin to that. Spotify claims that I did do that, but I don't have any actual tactile memory of it.
Before we move on to Jason, please tell the folks at home where they could hear some more of your stuff.
The handle is Victor V Gurbo, which, as you can see on all of our little things, we got the little thing right there. You can check me out on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. If I'm not on something, please let me know, because then I got to catch up. I'm on all of them. I'm not doing all of them well, that's for sure. But
Are you on TikTok?
I'm there. I am on TikTok. I have not uploaded in a while. I'm not. This isn't exactly TikTok friendly, but I've tried my darndest.
Are you on Hinge?
What is a Hinge?
I never heard of that one.
It's a dating app.
Is that another one?
Oh.
It's a dating app.
Just about to take notes. Want to go?
You better not be on Hinge.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
All right, so Victor V. Gurbo, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We shall move on now to the third of your regular 3 monthly hosts here, Jason Vitelli.
Great to play you guys another song. I think I'm going to do a cover, and it's one that I haven't done in a while, and it's got a nice punky sound to it. One moment. Whoop. Don't wanna be crippled and cracked. Easing back, ground to dust and ash, crawling on all fours. When you got to feel it in your bones. When you got to feel it in your bones. Now I can't climb the stairs. Pieces missing everywhere. Those are painkillers. When you got to feel it in your bones. When you got to feel it You guys know what artist that is? Anyone can guess? Let's see if I see anything in the chat. If anyone did.
We had some people who said they love that song, but nobody has mentioned the name of the artist.
It's not, I guess, one of the most well-known ones, but it's Radiohead from their second album.
That's what I would have guessed just from knowing you, but not from being familiar with the song. Jason, before we move on, tell us about yourself.
I don't know. What do you want to know? That's too general a question, Phil.
Why?
It's just loaded. Too loaded.
Why did you choose that particular, or why do you like Radiohead?
They have. I've dealt with depression for a long parts of my life, long stretches, mood disorder, and I feel like that they have this emo sound. They have this approach. Their earlier music, probably more than later, where they admit, to the listener that they're feeling vulnerable, and probably that was like, if you listen to hair metal in the '80s, it's like directly opposite to that. But I guess that's why that became popular. But it always resonated with me. I can always relate to it, and so that particular song is definitely about getting older and seeing yourself change as you get older.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of posturing in music to sort of project like a very flattering, I'm doing really well kind of image. Kind of like social media, how people will really post something that makes their life look awesome all the time, and then it's a certain kind of bravery to put a song out or make a post or a photo that is more naked.
Scott knows it.
than that, more vulnerable. So
this age especially, and you do need to put your best foot forward and show yourself in the best light. But the reality is, we have bad days, we have struggles, and at the end of the day, that's what our art can show. Maybe our Instagram and everything has to be engaging and has to bring our audience together, sure, but the art needs to have the truth in it. So,
yeah. Well, thank you for that. And by choosing and performing such a song, you have revealed something about yourself. So, thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
So Scott Krokoff was just chiming in. He knows that song well. Hey, Scott, I was on Scott's live stream yesterday, master songwriter, and we also
he's
have
fantastic.
Victor was on his show last month. Jason, when are you appearing on Scott's show?
Next week. I think is it on Wednesday? I forgot. I have it in my calendar.
Allison, Leah, have you appeared on Scott's show?
Yes, it was so fun.
All right, Scott Krokoff, thank you for tuning in tonight and seeing all of your alumni.
Yeah, Scott's the best.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And
also tuning in is a name that I personally don't recognize. So Bonnie Sinok. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name. Is that ring a bell? Is that somebody's fan who's tuning in to watch us tonight? No? Okay,
is she on YouTube?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Her name... It looks like a YouTube guest. Bonnie, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie.
And before we move on to the third and final round of the night, we'll start back
Thanks
with
for Scott just reminded me of the date.
April 19th. If you're home, you want more of Jason, tune in to Scott Krokoff's show called One Up, One Down, One Cover on Scott Krokoff Music Instagram on April 19th, and you can catch Jason and Scott trading songs. Fantastic performer, Scott Krokoff. I am curious, for those of you watching at home, I do not have a sense of what kind of device most people watch us on. So you could be watching on your flat screen TV. That's when my friends are performing their live streams. I always like to watch on my large TV. Other people watch on their phone or their PC. So for those of you watching at home, whichever channel you're on, Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, please type as a comment what you are watching on. If we discover that most people are watching on their flat screen or on their phone, we might make different technical decisions next time to be more optimized. So how are you watching us? Please let us know in the comments. All right. So once again, if you're just joining us, this is Music at Mario's. This is a monthly live stream, first Tuesday of every month. And we go around. We've completed 2 rounds around our circle, and now we will embark on our third with one of this month's 2 special guests, Allison and Leah.
Amazing. Also, I'm getting some comments, Scott, to answer your question. I would love to come back. I'll hit you up about that this week. But yeah, so this song has a bit of a backstory to it. But this is my newest single. It's called We Can Still Sing. So some of you on the stream and in the chat might know it, because it's kind of become my own personal anthem over the last year, and it's also the song that kind of introduced me to Louise, that introduced me to Phil, and that introduced me to everyone. So, but I wrote this originally 4 days after the lockdowns happened a year ago, and I kind of wrote the verses as just venting to my guitar about what was going on, and just trying to make sense of it, kind of just telling myself, well, there's no shows anymore, so you can just write music. And then I ended up seeing one of the viral videos way back when that came out of Europe, that had people singing out of their balconies, and one of the people doing that was my friend Noah Chichester. So all in all, I finished the song. I took the chorus from the inspiration that I felt from people singing, and I ended up using Noah's voice on the track that's on Spotify. So very excited. This is We Can Still Sing.
2 months ago, I wrote a note about my hopes and my goals and dreams, all I wanted to see and get done this year. Had my life planned day by day, sign a lease, play a show, take a trip, and find a band to call my own. What happens now? Who knows? Find it hard to say what I want, on edge and so misunderstood. Do you think I'm selfish? 'Cause I had that to-do list. I want to disappear, feel like my whole life's ending here. And then you remind me, we can still sing. We have our voices, you and me. We have a home beneath our feet and a family. And we can still hope. One day when this is over, we will joke of all that time we spent inside and how beside ourselves we were. 4 days in and I can't pick up a pen, 'cause when I do then I'll have to admit this is happening. But it's happening. Knowing now what I wish I knew then, would I still have planned every day like I did? Find it hard to not fall asleep, close my eyes and leave reality. When I say I'm scared, will you still be there to comfort me? I want to disappear, feel like my whole life's ending here. And then I remember, we can still sing. We have our voices, you and me. We have a home beneath our feet and a family. And we can still hope. One day when this is over, we will joke of all that time we spent inside and how beside ourselves we were. We can still on to holding you and holding on to what we haven't, holding ourselves, holding you now. We have right now, and we can still sing. We have our voices, you and me. We have a home beneath our feet and a family, and we can still hope. One day when this is over, we will joke of all that time we spent inside and how beside ourselves we were. We can still Thank you.
Fantastic, Allison. I'm glad you saw the comments. I couldn't see the comments because they were zipping by so fast because so many people were just writing so many wonderful things about you, your voice, and your song.
I know. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I see some people I know, some new friends, so I really appreciate it. That song got me through the pandemic, so thank you for letting me share it with you.
I'm sure it got a lot of people through the early days of the pandemic.
Yeah, it's funny, I released that song on May 1st because my thought process, or I guess, May 1st of last year, and a way in which I recorded it's really special to me. I actually have my entire family, my dad, recorded and engineered it. I arranged it. My sister, my brother did background vocals. My mom did percussion. It was a very, kind of meaningful thing and time capsule in my own life. But regardless, we literally hustled to get that song done last April because we were like, well, the pandemic's going to be over. May 1st is when the lockdown ends. We got to get it out as fast as we can. And so we were like, all right, a year later, here we are. And thank you, Sarah. Oh, my goodness.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing that. And I think we're doing pretty well on time, so we should have time for another song from you at the end of this round. So in the back of your mind, please start thinking what bonus song you will grace everyone with. So those of you watching at home, thank you. Many of you answered my question as to what you are listening on. And I think our good friend, one of our number one fans, Eli Bird, you win because Eli is projecting us onto his wall. So
that's awesome.
So we have all been projected onto a wall. That's probably the largest incarnation of us to date. Eli, we cannot wait to return to live performing so we could see you again in person, and thank you so much for joining us every month here at Music at Mario's. During Allison's song, a couple other of our friends chimed in for the first time tonight. We had Joe Mercer, we had Sarah Brown, who Sarah was just saying all these lovely things about Allison, and then we had another pivotal musician on our New York music scene here, Andrew Feyer, who, of course, we know from all these great gigs in Brooklyn, Pete's Candy Store, and all around. Andrew, good to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in. And let me know when you want to appear on one of these. I don't know why we haven't had you yet. Let's pick a date. Before we move on to Katie, we're going to do our Roomful of Sky tradition, which is for every show. We take a group lineup photo of all of the night's performers, except in this live stream world, it's going to be a group screen capture, so then we could thank everybody on social media later, because if you don't have something to post on Instagram, you might as well never have done it in the first place. So 5 performers, smile, and let me get a screen
Phil,
capture.
Do you want Allison and Katie on the bottom too?
Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's put the 3 hosts together and then our 2 special guests together, if you can. Perfect. Very
Awesome.
good. All right. Look beautiful. All right. Hold that thought. Let me see if we came out okay.
I shouldn't have put my hands up.
You know what? Your hands were already down. This is a beautiful photo. We're one and done tonight on the photo. So, let's move on to... Oh! Louette says
Louette.
we all look great. I wonder where Louette is watching from.
She dropped by the room if you saw it during the last performance.
Louette, come on out and sing a song with Jason. Without further ado, let's move on to Katie the cellist.
Hello. Hi. Oh my gosh. Allison, that's so beautiful. I'm so glad that song exists. Thank you for writing it and bringing it to me, and now I will listen to it a million times and cry. Okay, great. Okay, here's a tune I just love to play, and people seem to like to listen to it. Another little cover from France, La Vie en Rose. Should I just go ahead? We're good? Okay. Thanks. That's it. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
So, Katie, there are a million versions of that song. Which one is your favorite?
I like the Edith Piaf, but then somebody else just sent me the Louis Armstrong, and I was like, oh.
Oh, I don't think I've heard Louis Armstrong.
Yes, I just posted something about, do I play La Vie en Rose or I play C'est si bon? And somebody sent me like, oh, Louis Armstrong recorded both of them at the same time. And I'm like,
What?
Of course, yeah, so. He sings it in English. It's really good. But, I like the old school Edith Piaf. Also, that song means a lot. We were in France and thinking about the destruction of that beautiful the fire that was there.
Oh, the Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. It's so terrible. So I keep wanting to remind everybody it's still, tragical. But when I was touring out there with my ukulele singer-songwriter friend, she did a cover of it, and that is also one of my favorites. Her name is Victoria Vox. She's amazing. Singer-songwriter, too. But yeah, Edith Piaf. Do you have a favorite? What's your favorite?
Am I allowed to say yours?
Okay.
you know what I love? I saw you posted that clip where you were having the viewers vote between the two French songs, and I love how you begin it on pizzicato, and then the resonance of the bow across the 4 strings. That first chord sounds so lush. Mm-hmm. It's a fantastic solo cello arrangement.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is my own so I guess I do 1-3 creative. Like I arranged all like this. So like a lot of people were just asking me to play like weird stuff at their wedding, Raiders March and Star Wars and stuff, and I'm like, okay. But I sort of just
got a big fan on Facebook.
Yeah, like here for it. Yeah. And also, I want to give a shout out. These strings are brand new. This cello just got a whole little spa day. So, shout out to Perrins in Baltimore for giving me. Oh, they have not sounded like that in a long time.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've already done this, Katie, but I would strongly encourage you to record your solo cello arrangements of these songs. There's a lot of artistry in arranging for a solo instrument, and you do it exquisitely. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
Totally. Yeah.
Thank you.
It was an extra nice experience over on my end because my cat was destroying things in this room while you were doing that, and it was set perfectly to the music because she just loves to just throw just down.
That's ideal. My dog is just tap dancing around, tap with his little nails on the floor and licking the floor. So yeah, I'm like, stop doing that. Stop doing that.
I have 2 younger brothers. My one younger brother, Evan, and his wife, Suanna. They have been quarantining in Paris. They're in Paris right now. And, we feel like we're coming out of things a little bit here in New York, and we're making great progress. Or in the U.S., we're making great progress with the vaccine. Not so much in Europe. Europe is in the midst of a surge. Their vaccines are not getting out as quickly. And Paris, where my brother is, has taken a very big turn for the worse over the last few weeks. So they don't really have a vaccine on the horizon for probably a small number of months still.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, my.
So
come on, Macron. Let's go.
All right. That brings us to my next turn. Again, if you're just tuning in, my name's Phil Robinson. I do a lot of music stuff all the time through our little music booking company, Roomful of Sky Music. When we make records and put them out, it's a record label, Roomful of Sky Records. When we do live events and live streams, it's Roomful of Sky Music. But that's me. I do all that stuff. We got all kinds of events coming all the time. One great project that we had, the whole team, myself, Victor, Jason, and our good friend Louise, who's watching Offstage Tunes. Over the pandemic, a few months ago, we put together a benefit live stream to save The Bitter End. The Bitter End, our holy temple of music here in New York City, was in danger of going bankrupt, as so many venues have during the year-long lockdown with no revenue. We raised a certain amount of money for The Bitter End, and the happy outcome was that they had enough money to reopen, and they're reopening this Friday, April 9th.
So exciting, wow.
The Bitter End was saved. In turn, The Bitter End is now doing its part to help save other venues. I recently teamed up with Louise to shoot a video at The Bitter End in front of an empty audience, because you never see that place empty. There's always hundreds of music fans, but we shot a music video at The Bitter End empty, and we've released it last week as basically as a benefit fundraiser to raise awareness and raise some funds for Save Our Stages. NIVA, which is the National Independent Venue Association, has their emergency relief fund, and they're still collecting money to help assist the most vulnerable venues to make it through this last stretch of the pandemic before they could safely reopen and start holding live concerts again. So with that in mind, this video that we released last week is of my song Transcendental Cowboy, and I will perform that song now. But I see that someone on our team, probably Jason, he just threw the link to NEVA Association. It's a completely legit charity. If you want to help save our stages, click through that link, donate any amount of money. It goes a long way, and it's a tax write-off, all the usual good things about charities. So.
I know, it
I'm going
sticks
to
in your
try to
head,
sing
right?
Transcendental Cowboy with La Vie en Rose stuck in my head.
Do a mashup. That's what you gotta do.
All right, this song is my audience participation song, and by audience, I mean all of you at home. Please shout at your flat screen TVs, but specifically, I also mean the 4 of you down in these boxes below me. Unmute yourselves, and I'm going to ask you to shout along with me. So for this song, I don't need you to sing, I need you to shout. So, can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
All right, no offense, that was kind of lame. I think you got more in you. Could I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Yes.
All right. You will know the right part of the song to come in with your part. This is Transcendental Cowboy. All right. I'm a transcendental cowboy with the existential blues. Here's a solipsistic meta-transcendental news. There's more than just a recipe, girl, feel good about what you choose. So when it comes down to do what you gotta do, you can read a book by Sartre, read a book by Camus. There's 1,000 different faces out there and 1,000 points of view. If seeing is the get ready, throw your hands up in the air and say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm a transcendental cowboy with the existential blues. Here's a solipsistic meta-transcendental news. There's more than just a recipe, girl, feel good about what you choose. So when it comes down to do what you gotta do, you can read a book by Sartre, read a book by Camus. There's 1,000 different faces out there and 1,000 points of view. If feeling is believing, throw your hands up in the air and say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm a transcendental, existential, sentimental, solipsistic, lower upper middle class, white bread, suburban mystic, ran away to school, how my world irritated. Some would even say, slightly overeducated, try and find a way to set myself free. In my heart of hearts, just a Bruce Springsteen wannabe, drinking all day and singing all night, doing alright! Woo! Transcendental cowboy with the existential blues. Here's a solipsistic meta-transcendental news. There's more than just a recipe, girl, feel good about what you choose. So when it comes down to do what you gotta, when it comes down to do what you gotta, when it comes down to do what you gotta do. Go to saveourstages.com and give them all your money to keep our venues open. All right, let me get my headphones back in here. Whew. It turns out when you play harmonica, you gotta blow a lot, and you get out of breath. Whew. It's hard. It's easy to do that song in the middle of a set of many songs where you're all like warmed up. It's hard to like sit and listen to 4 other performers and then go from like 0 to 10 instantly and then back down.
Yeah.
So for those of you watching along at home, especially if you're on YouTube, I'm going to take the link to the Save Our Stages video of that song, and I'm going to plug it into the comments below. Please check it out. We've been talking about our good friend Louise Lau, who runs the music web channel Offstage Tunes. She directed the video of Transcendental Cowboy that we filmed at the bitter end. So I'm proud of my own song and my performance, obviously.
Yeah, fantastic.
But I'm especially also proud of Louise's direction of this video. She had been doing interviews and documentary style filmmaking for many years, and now is starting to branch out as a creative director, shooting music videos for a lot of the musicians in our New York music scene here. She's already very in demand, so check this out, Transcendental Cowboy. I'm going to post the link below, and in the video description of the video is a handy link to the Save Our Stages fund organized by NEVA, the association. Thank you for listening. We will move right along to Victor.
I'm always in the same spot after you, and I can never remember where I am in the lineup. I'm always genuinely surprised.
We like to keep you on your feet.
All right, well, unless I think I'll spare Phil doing the songs that I always do on these streams and do something different. This is a new one I've been working on. I've been reading a lot of there's a poet named Endre Ady, who was an early Hungarian poet who died in, I think, around 1919, and he's kind of considered the father of modern Hungarian poetry and writing. And he influenced a lot of the Eastern European artists who ended up in Paris, who then influenced the scene there, which then in turn influenced us. So I've been trying to, I usually go back to the source as much as I can. And I also love reading translations because I love how strange the language is, because a lot of times things just come out sounding so different and beautiful in the process of converting it to what I can read. And it was this one little poem. It was called We Are the Men That Are Always Late, and it's this wonderful self-deprecating little poem. So I did this.
I'm the man that's always late, got some other kind of date, oh baby. I am the man that's always late. I am the man from far away, you never quite know what he'll say, oh baby. I am the man that's always late. I am the man that you can never trust, nothing but smoke and battle dust. The man that's walking that bootleg mile, the man twisted up by your smile. I am the man that's always late, lost in the trouble that I create, oh baby. I am the man that's always late. My walk is weary, my walk is sad. I'm the man that's neither good nor bad, oh baby. I am the man that's always late. just when the storyline is clear. I am the man that was never here. Like a mirror turned against the wall, I'm the man that's nothing at all. I am the man that's always late, beggar crouching at the gate, oh baby. I am the man that's always late. Just like you, a soundless sea. I'm the man that you made me, oh baby. I am the man that's always late. I'm the man that's always late.
Cool.
So good. Love it.
So good.
Workshop in that.
Fantastic, Victor.
Yeah.
Gave you something new.
This might be. That was probably the final song you'll play for us tonight. So, you have any parting words for our audience at home?
Thank you so much for tuning in to see us. We're the first Tuesday of every month, and we're gonna be here as long as we can.
Yep. Oh, it might be a good time to mention that even once our plan, once the pandemic ends and we're doing this in person, we've had such a good time doing this live stream over the past year that we are going to keep basically the same live stream event with the same format ongoing, and we're just going to do it in addition to our actual in-person events. So you will, if you've been enjoying us this way and want to continue to do so, we are going to continue even once live music returns across the land. So you haven't seen the last of us. Thank you, Victor.
So welcome, and also read the comments. We have a request for a Porch Stomp Fest shout out.
Yes. Coming up, actually a good friend of ours, Nick Horner, who formerly of Brooklyn, now of Knoxville, Tennessee, has organized over the years a Porch Stomp event where Governor's Island is taken over by unplugged acoustic musicians. And this year, Roomful of Sky is collaborating with Porch Stomp, and we are going to get our very own porch to populate with musicians for 6 hours. I will be there, Victor will be there, Jason will be there, plus 9 additional acts that we will be announcing in the coming days. That is on Saturday, June 26th. Porch Stomp, it's been going on a few years already in New York. Nick is starting to bring it to other places as well. You'll be hearing about it, and we got to thank Bill, who we mentioned a couple times tonight in our audience, for connecting us with Nick Horner in the first place. So thanks, Bill. You have brought Roomful of Sky and Porch Stomp together.
And Bill, if any of you want to learn more, you can go to the website, porchstomp.com.
Yep.
They should have all of the information for our upcoming events.
Thanks, Jason, for throwing the link up there in the comments. All right, and moving right along, we have Jason, which will be basically conclude our third round around the circle, and then it looks like we're going to have time to get an additional encore song from each of our 2 special guests. So, Jason, take it away.
Well, I have a special guest that's coming in. Please make your entrance. Is she there?
Yeah.
You ready?
Sure.
Who could it be?
Had to do a quick costume change.
All right, we're going to do a nice duet together.
A luette together.
A luette together. This is luette on the weekends.
Hello.
Okay. This is called River Nile. If I could burnish the sky with your smile tonight, it would be a guide for me upon the circuitous river now, as I am running away from the evils in the fray, and I'll be free in a way, in a way, from the crying of the miscreants aloft, through the spirals of another tide, on I roll upon the starlight. Emerging the southlands, safely flow through the canyons past, forgetting oceans by and by, and amazed at what's come to fly. If we are running away from a desperate war they wage, will we be free in a way, in a way? Though the monsters could disturb our perfect sleep, we'll cast them aside for a better day to keep. Hear the place with fancy dolls so far beneath. Will the reaches of our former ties betray our time, leaving us under? As we're thrown headlong into the turbulence, have we brought it upon ourselves? This river surges, swallows our weary sighs, embodying strife, those waves so far behind. We are running away from a world that can't be tamed, and we'll be fine anyway, anyway. Beyond the white water, I can behold a calmer sea, as your shimmering cascades brighten my day. Show me the way, show me the way.
Woo!
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks. I
All right.
just decided to join him about.
Yeah.
So, Louette, how have you been?
Oh, say that again, Phil. You dropped out because of my microphone thing.
Oh, I
What'd you
said
say?
Louette. How have you been?
I've been good. How are you? I haven't sang in a while, so I was a little like.
It's
But-
good to see you.
Hopefully I pulled it out.
You did great. Let's see
Well-
what your fans say. Now, Bill loved it. Bill,
hi,
enjoyed.
Bill.
Good to see you, Bill. And looking forward to seeing you again.
You guys are all amazing, by the way. I was like
Yeah.
floored. Oh my god.
Thank you, Sarah.
This is
Appreciate
wonderful.
that. And Louise, very sweet.
You two are amazing. Well, Louette, I'm going to do the sneaky thing that I like to do, which is I ask people questions when they're live on air, and then they feel lots of pressure to say yes. So
yes.
while I have your attention, can I book you for your own headlining slot at the bitter end?
Yes, you may. I think
Okay.
that's lovely. And thank you. I'm honored.
Yes, and we'll just make sure once everybody is vaccinated, bitter end is opening this Friday. They have about 54 seats at their socially distanced tables, which is a capacity of about 30%, and they're booking bands now. So let's talk. We'll figure out when everyone feels comfortable and vaccinated to do public stuff. But you are getting on the schedule, Louette, and I am not taking no for an answer.
Thank you, Phil. That's really
you.
awesome.
And maybe you could include Jason in your band.
I'll think about it.
All right, well, everyone following along at home, that concludes our official portion where we went around our circle 3 times. Each of the 5 participating musicians tonight did their 3 songs, but as usual, we have a little bit of extra time, so we have a couple encore performances. But before we switch over to Allison, let's just do a little bit of our bookkeeping. This is Music at Mary O's. We're here the first Tuesday of every month. Once Mary O's reopens and things are safe, we are going to resume the live in-person show on the first Tuesday of every month at Mary O's. And this online version is going to slightly change and we'll move to a different night. So when that happens, we will let you know. In the meantime, we're still here online, so tune in next month, Tuesday, May 4th, and we have 2 special guests for the May edition. We have Grove Rune, who was originally scheduled back in December, but she had to move because pandemic stuff. And then we have Connie Shi, who is a musician that I discovered just by poking around online, checking out brand new musicians, and she absolutely blew me away with her talent. So I contacted her out of the blue, like some creepy Instagram stalker, and said, hey, do you want to be on our live stream? And she was like, yes. So next month, Grove Rune and Connie Shi join Victor, Jason, and myself. That is Tuesday, May 4th. Whichever platform you're watching on, Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, please take a moment now to subscribe or follow or like Roomful of Sky, and then you'll get notifications when we release new live streams. We were just talking to Louette on the weekends, and this is a good time to post. We've been doing so many Roomful of Sky shows over the years, we've actually had time to go through some of our video. So just about a week ago, we posted a performance of Louette and Jason doing Romance in the Dark at the actual Mary O's. So if you liked the singing you just heard from Louette, look further down on the Roomful of Sky channel, and you'll see a whole video of one of her recent performances from Mary O's in person. All right, so we have time left. We're going to get one more song from Allison, then one more song from Katie. Allison, take it away.
Amazing. This has been the best night. Thank you so much to all of you for having me, for your music, to people watching. This has been just so much fun, such a highlight to keep us going with music. So thanks for doing this not only tonight but over the past year and into the future. I'm 100% going to keep watching them and keep tuning in. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Allison.
I'm going to
you.
end it with an upbeat song. This is called Back to You. I wrote this one kind of as a folk country song and feel like it's kind of the theme of the night. We've all been doing pretty folk country bluegrassy stuff. So This will also be released hopefully soon. More on that. Follow along on my page, my site, my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, whatever you want. I'm there at Allison Leah Music. So thank you again for listening. This is back to you.
Everything I do reminds me of you. Every song I listen to, it's like every place I go, you're always in the room. No, I can't keep my mind off you. I want to hear your voice, for you to hold me close. I swear the other day I heard you laugh. You're every sight I see and everywhere I want to be. No, I can't keep my mind off you. There's a part of me that'll always be wanting to go back to you. I could stop myself, but I don't know how. Once I get these thoughts of you, now I'm on my own trial. Don't hope that I'll meet somebody new. Let there be a sign, so perhaps this time I can turn my back to you. There's a part of me that'll always be wanting to go back to you. I could stop myself, but I don't know how. When I let you go, how was I to know that all I'd ever do is think of you? I wrote that song for you, and now it's tainted blue. Like everything I do, there's a part of me that'll always be wanting to go back to you. I could stop myself, but I don't know how. Once I get these thoughts of you, now I'm on my own trial. Don't hope that I'll meet somebody new. Let there be a sign, so perhaps this time I can turn my back to you. There's a part of me that'll always be wanting to go back to you. I could stop myself, but I don't know how. Now I'm on my own trial. Don't hope that I'll meet somebody new. Let there be a sign, so perhaps this time I can turn my back to you. Let there be a sign, so perhaps this time I can turn my back to you. Let there be a sign, so perhaps this time I can turn my back to you.
Thank you so much, Allison. Allison, and I'm going to do the same thing I just did to Louette and put you on the spot. Next time you are touring through New York, I hope you get in touch with us and let us feature you in one of our showcases or one of our events.
I was thinking the same thing. Honestly, it's moments like these where I'm like, man, New York is so far away. But no, my home is in New York, and I love New York, and anytime I'm touring through, I will hit you up.
Yes, and
thank goodness.
we have, in addition to all the club shows we do a couple series of house concerts. We have a few of our music fans around the 5 boroughs of New York City who donate their beautiful apartments to us once or twice a month to feature visiting performers such as yourself. So we have a whole array of options for you. Just let us know with some advance notice when you're coming through New York, and we will be so happy to include you.
No, I think it's better if I hit you up and say, hey, I'm here tonight. Book me now. No, that's amazing.
Or you could try it that way too and see what happens.
No, that's like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to joke about it. But thank you, will do.
Thank you so much for joining us, Allison, Leah, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and this beautiful night will now be drawn to a close with the cello stylings of Katie, the cellist. No pressure, Katie. You got to be awesome.
No, it'll be awesome. It's like I love this song and I had to do it, because of the pandemic. The Beatles, All You Need Is Love. Here we go.
Great arrangement. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Thank you. Kenny Chambers original. Thank you for having me. Oh my gosh, this never happens. We never have like instrumentalists and a singer-songwriter. It seems sort of weird, but you guys are awesome. Thank you for having me, everybody that chimed in, and yeah.
This went so well. You know what? We're going to do this again in person. And next time we have one of our songwriter rounds, we will invite you, and you will be our featured solo celloist, and we'll do this live.
I would love it. Be honored.
All right, we're going to hold you to it.
Much. Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen watching at home, this has been the April edition of Music at Mario's, your monthly visit with our musical community and our monthly visit with you. Thank you so much, all of you watching at home, for keeping us going. It's been over a year. Can you believe it? The rate at which things are changing now, people getting vaccinated, venues opening up at half capacity, people holding out until they're vaccinated with both doses, situations changing constantly, changing for the better, finally. Stay safe. Socially distance, wash your hands, get vaccinated. We're almost to the end of the tunnel. This has been Music at Mario's, and before we end the stream, let's just do a couple of last shout-outs to my two great partners in this endeavor. We have Victor V. Gurbo. Thank you, Victor, for making this all possible. For those of you watching at home, you see our little screen. Up in the top right, it says Presented By, and you see those two logos. There's the Roomful of Sky Music logo on the right, and on the left, there's this weird-looking logo that's kind of an eyeball in a hat. That is Victor's symbol. If you see an eyeball in a hat, then you know that Victor Gurbo Productions is involved. And then down here, we have in Jason's box, Streaming by Music for Multimedia. Jason Vitelli is a one-man shop for all of your film scoring, audio editing, audio engineering, live streaming needs. He services the entire New York City music community. Anything technical or music you need to get done, Jason is your man. That's Music for Multimedia. Look him up. He's on all the platforms. Our music events, production, promotion, booking, and community. That's me with Roomful of Sky Music. You're on a Roomful of Sky channel right now. Thank you so much from all of us. We will see you again on Tuesday, May 4th, with Connie Shi and Grove Rune. And thank you so much to tonight's two special guests, Allison, Leah, and Katie the cellist.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, we love you all. Goodbye, and we'll see you in 1 month.